A dying star explodes in deep space, shards of molten rock scattering across the void.
The imperial throne on Terra, vast, shadowed, and decaying, with the Emperor slumped in eternal meditation. Close-up of a Space Marine's helmet reflecting the ruins of a battlefield, smoke curling around. Orc Waw advancing across a shattered industrial world, green-skinned masses stomping and roaring. A lone Imperial Guard soldier kneeling over fallen comrades, blood and ash mixing in rain. Tyrannid bioships emerging from the void, tendrils writhing like living shadows. Chaos Space Marines chanting around a blood-stained altar, warp energy flickering above. A devastated Hive City skyline with collapsing spires, smoke rising in the distance. The Emperor's psychic aura pulsating outward, barely visible energy waves, ghosts of warriors in a light. Blood angels in mid-battle, angelic wings spread, viciously attacking gene stealers. A planetary surface riddled with craters and smoldering ruins, distant orc engines firing. Dark Eldar raiding a village, shadows moving faster than light, screams echoing. Imperial Titans stomping across battlefield, plasma cannons firing, ground quaking. Space Hulk drifting through warp, corrupted by chaotic energies, metal walls writhing. Orc Warboss swinging massive choppa, smashing through Space Marine lines, carnage everywhere. Eldar Farseer manipulating a glowing webway portal, psychic energy spiraling outward. Planetary shield collapsing under orbital bombardment, massive explosions ripping atmosphere. Chaos Demon emerging from warp rift, claws and tentacles slashing, energy crackling. Sister of Battle leading a charge, bolter fire lighting her determined face, sparks in rain. Hive City streets overrun by Tyrannids, civilians fleeing, panic and terror everywhere. Chaos Space Marine sorcerer levitating, warp lightning crackling around his hands. Orc Gargant stomping through rubble, flames erupting around its feet. Imperial Navy fleet warping into a star system, engines glowing blue. Fallen Space Marine lying in mud, helmet cracked, blood dripping. Tyrannid synapse creature towering over battlefield, bioluminescent veins pulsating. Adeptus Mechanicus tech priest performing a ritual on a massive cogitator. Chaos cultists raising swords as a portal opens, fiery rift in the sky. Orc boys charging down a ruined street, wreckage flying, war cries echoing. Blood Angel's captain standing on a cliff, lightning striking behind him. Warp storm consuming an entire planet, waves of psychic energy tearing atmosphere apart. Necron warriors rising from tombs, metallic skeletons glinting under pale light. Sisters of Battle firing flamers into advancing orcs, flames and smoke filling street. Chaos Demon Prince descending from the warp, wings spread, sky burning. Tyrannid Hive Tyrant crushing tanks under massive claws, acid dripping from maws. Imperial Palace gates shattered, storming Space Marines pushing through rubble. Orc Stompa firing rockets, smoke trails and explosions in cinematic slow motion. Dark angels entering a forgotten tomb world, green mist swirling, eerie glyphs glowing. Tyrannid swarm descending from the sky, claws tearing through buildings, citizens fleeing. Space Marine chaplain standing atop debris, skull mask glinting, incense smoke swirling. Chaos cultists sacrificing a prisoner as warp tendrils rise from the ground. Hive City streets lit by fire, Fleeing civilians trampled by panicked crowds. Space Marine squad breaching a fortress wall, bolters firing, sparks and debris flying. Orc war boss bellowing from atop a wrecked vehicle, armies rallying behind him. Tyrannid lictor scaling walls, claws tearing through concrete, silent menace. Imperial Guard tanks firing into massed orc lines, explosions and smoke rising. Chaos Sorcerer raising a daemon gate, energy tendrils lashing outward. Dark Eldar jet bikes weaving through burning city streets, neon streaks trailing. Blood angels fighting back to back against endless gene stealers, blood and fire everywhere. Hive Tyrant unleashing psychic scream, shockwaves flattening buildings. Hive Huck corridor filled with creeping warp corruption, walls pulsating like flesh. Orc truck ramming through barricades, explosions sending debris flying. Sisters of Battle chanting, flames rising from altars as bolters fire. Chaos Demon horde pouring from warp portal, clawing and slashing. Imperial Knight firing massive cannon at Tyrannid swarm, shockwave blowing dust back. Orc Gargant swinging huge spiked arm, smashing multiple Space Marines. Dark Eldar Archon on high balcony, lightning strikes illuminating twisted city below. Space Marine chaplain leading assault through burning alley, skull mask glowing faintly. Hive city collapsing as Tyrannid acid rains down from the sky. Chaos Sorcerer summoning flaming skulls, horde bowing before him. Blood Angel's captain leaping from a ruined spire, wings flaring, bolter blazing. Hive city streets flooded with smoke and fire, civilians fleeing from Tyrannid swarms. Chaos Space Marine charging forward, chainsword roaring, sparks flying from collisions. Orc war boss smashing through barricades, orc mobs roaring behind him. Tyrannid Carnifex tearing apart tanks with claw and jaw, acid sizzling metal. Imperial Knight firing heavy cannon at incoming Orc Gargant, dust and explosions erupting. Hive Tyrant emitting psychic waves, buildings crumbling under force. Sisters of Battle charging through smoke-filled streets, flamers blazing, determined expressions. Chaos Cultist raising cursed relic, warp energy pulsing around him. Blood Angel's captain diving from a spire, wings spread, dual bolters blazing. Orc boys storming across a destroyed bridge, explosions around them. Tyrannid swarm tearing through a hive city, acid burning streets and buildings. Hive Hulk interior collapsing, warp energy twisting metal corridors. Chaos Demon ripping through Imperial Guardsmen, claws and energy sparks flying. Orc Warboss atop a hill, raising massive choppa, green mobs roaring in unison. Dark Eldar Raider gliding over city streets, neon trails behind, civilians scattering. Blood Angels fighting back to back in ruined cathedral, bolter fire and angelic wings visible. Hive Tyrant crushing Imperial Guard vehicles under massive claws, acid dripping. Chaos Sorcerer summoning swirling fire and shadow from a broken altar. Space Marine Captain raising a power sword, lightning striking behind him. Orc truck plowing through barricades, debris flying in every direction. Tyrannid warriors swarming over a cratered battlefield, claws tearing armor. Sisters of Battle standing atop rubble, bolters blazing, determined faces illuminated by fire. Hive Tyrants screeching, psychic energy radiating outward, buildings collapsing. Chaos Demon charging through ruined cathedral, claws slicing stone pillars. Dark Eldar raider swooping down on a Hive city street, neon streaks trailing. Orc warboss swinging massive chopper, crushing multiple space marines at once. Blood Angel's captain diving from spire, wings spread, bolter blazing. Space Hulk corridor twisting as warp energy spreads, walls pulsating. Imperial Knight crushing Tyrannid warriors under its massive feet, plasma cannon firing. Chaos cultist raising a glowing relic, warp energy spiraling outward. Tyrannid Carnifex slamming into Imperial Guard tanks, acid melting armor. Orc boys charging through crumbling city streets, debris flying, war cries echoing. Blood Angels defending ruined cathedral, wings flaring, bolter fire everywhere. Hive Tyrant crushing Imperial Guard vehicles under massive claws, green bioluminescence. Chaos Demon Prince hovering above battlefield, warp energy spiraling from horns. Dark Eldar raiding a manufactorum, blades slicing guards, neon streaks trailing. Space Marine Chaplain charging through burning debris, skull mask glowing, bolter firing.
Hive Tyrant roaring atop rubble, psychic waves flattening nearby structures. Chaos Daemon ripping through Space Marines, blood and sparks flying from energy blades. Orc warboss standing on a wrecked war truck, raising massive chopper, mobs cheering. Blood Angel's captain flying across battlefield, wings spread, bolters blazing. Space Hulk corridor twisting and collapsing, warp energy flickering across walls. Imperial Knight firing plasma cannon into Tyrannid swarm, debris and explosions erupting. Chaos cultist raising cursed relic, warp energy spiraling violently. Tyrannid Carnifex slamming tanks, acid dissolving metal, battlefield chaos. Orc boys running through crumbling city streets, fire and debris everywhere. Blood Angels defending ruined cathedral, bolters blazing, wings flaring in battle. Hive Tyrant crushing Imperial Guard vehicles, green bioluminescent glow illuminating carnage. Chaos Daemon Prince hovering over battlefield, warp energy spiraling outward, sky burning red. Final wide shot of devastated battlefield, smoke rising, Tyrannids, chaos and orcs victorious, blood-red sky.
The Emperor was never a god.
A vast battlefield under a crimson sky. Dead bodies and burning ruins scattered everywhere. Closed dash up of a Primarch's gauntlet, gripping a shattered banner. Smoke rising in the background. The Emperor's stasis chamber, energy flickering inside. Shadows cast across the chamber walls. A demon claw ripping through the hull of a Space Marine vehicle. Sparks flying. Wide shot of a Gothic Imperial city engulfed in warp flames. Twisted buildings collapsing. Extreme close-up of a Space Marine helmet. Visor reflecting the chaos of battle. Emperor's clone standing alone in a metallic corridor. Stasis pods lining the walls. Warp lightning strikes a distant fortress. Arcs of energy ripping through the towers. Demonic figures emerging from a crater. Fire and smoke swirling around them. Close-up of a shattered codex. Pages fluttering as if moved by unseen hands. Space Marine charging across a battlefield. Bolter firing, explosions behind him. A Primarch kneeling before an empty throne. Lightning outside, shattering the windows. Close-up of a broken power sword. Sparks flickering from the shattered blade. Titans stomping through ruined city streets. Fire and rubble flying around them. Warp dash corrupted angels falling from a stormy sky. Shadows stretching across the ground. Emperor's hand hovering above a broken circle. psychic energy beginning to glow. Close-up of a demon eye staring through a broken helmet. Red glow pulsating. The golden throne cracked. Faint golden light leaking through its panels. Primarch ghosts rising from a battlefield. Reaching toward the Emperor's glowing figure. Wide shot of an Imperial fleet drifting through debris-filled void. Hulls broken, distant stars flickering. A lone servitor kneels in front of a ruined cogitator. Sparks flying from exposed wires. Close-up of a demonic hand breaking through a cracked planetary surface. Magma oozing from fissures. A shattered Imperial fleet drifting through a void of debris. Hulls broken. Distant stars flickering. Close-up of a Loyalist Marine's gauntlet gripping a blood-soaked banner. Tattered edges flapping violently. Warp lightning engulfs a massive Gothic citadel. Energy arcing across towers. Emperor's clone standing alone in an endless corridor of stasis pods. Reflections in metallic floors. Close-up of a shattered codex. Pages fluttering as if moved by unseen hands. Demon prints towering over the wreckage of an Imperial palace. Fire reflecting off twisted armor. A psychic scream radiates from the Emperor's stasis chamber. Waves of energy distorting the air. Close-up of a shattered Aquila, wings burnt and blackened. Lying in a pool of blood. A warpsmith's mechanical arms manipulate molten metal, sparks flying. Machinery groaning. A lone Primarch kneels before the Emperor's empty stasis chair. Head bowed, lightning outside shattering windows. Close-up of a shattered bolter barrel. Smoke curling from charred ammunition. A warp rift opens over a cityscape. Dark energies spilling over skyscrapers. Screams echoing, Emperor's face in stasis. Flickering between calm, serenity, and subtle pain. Veins glowing faintly. A space marine charging across a battlefield, power sword ignited. Explosions behind him. Close-up of a demon claw ripping through a tank hull. Molten sparks scattering. A destroyed planetary surface. Fissures glowing red as psychic storms twist reality. Emperor's shadow looming over the galaxy map. Flickering holograms of failed campaigns. Warp-dash corrupted angels falling from a rift. Their screams echoing in the void. A Primarch's sword slices through the air. Sparks flying as it hits a demon's armor. The Emperor's stasis chamber door creaks open. Light spilling onto broken tiles. A demonic horde floods a crumbling city. Fire reflecting on twisted metal and rubble. Close-up of a fallen Primarch's gauntlet. Blood dripping onto cracked stone. Warp energy twists around a floating Imperial cathedral. Windows shattering outward. Close-up of the Emperor's eyes behind a mask. Glowing faintly with psychic energy. A Titan war machine crashes through a battlefield. Fire and debris scattering. Servitors operating on a broken Imperial night. Sparks and hydraulic fluids leaking. Warp flames engulf a planet's surface. Twisted shadows of corrupted angels flicker across molten rivers. Emperor standing alone in a ruined hall. Shadows stretching across broken columns. Faint energy aura around him. Close-up of a Space Marine's bolter misfiring. Sparks flying. Chamber glowing red. Chaos-infested forests with twisted trees moving as if alive. Shadows creeping over the ground. Emperor's clone observing the galaxy from a floating observation deck. Stars distorted by psychic influence. Close-up of blood dripping from a demonic talon onto sacred armor. Imperial Navy ships breaking through warp rift. Energy ripples distorting hulls. Close-up of a shattered psychofocus crystal. Sparks of uncontrolled energy radiating outward. a demonic legion rising from underground fissures, magma and smoke surrounding them, the Emperor reaching out to a fallen a faint psychic glow surrounding their hands, warp storms tearing across a desolate ocean planet, lightning forming horrifying shapes, close-up of a cracked golden throne panel, faint golden energy leaking, sparks flickering. A demonic horde stampedes through a shattered city street, buildings collapsing behind them, close-up of the Emperor's hand pressing against a cracked stasis tube, golden energy flowing into it. Warp lightning strikes a space marine fortress, energy cascading down its gothic spires, Primarch's helmet lying on ash, visor reflecting fire and falling ruins, Emperor's clone standing atop a pile of failed storm clouds swirling above, close-up of a demon's eye staring through a broken helmet, red glow pulsating, a planetary shield flickers under warp attack, energy arcs breaking apart, space marine charging through a flaming trench, bolt of fire streaking past, close-up of Emperor's visor reflecting the shattered visage of his sons, psychic shimmer overlay, a titan's fist slams into the ground, sending a shockwave through a ruined close-up of a demon sword slicing through a space marine's armor, sparks flying, warp storm over an ocean planet, psychic silhouettes of angels writhing in the waves, Emperor kneeling over broken clones, energy leaking from stasis pods, tears in his eyes, close-up of a shattered power sword blade, crackling with unstable energy, Chaos Marines erupt from a warp portal, their armor glinting in crimson lightning, a shattered planet's core exposed, molten rivers and psychic energy swirling violently, close-up of Emperor's eyes opening in stasis, faint psychic glow illuminating cracks in the chamber, a Primarch's armor collapsing as demon energy consumes it, sparks flying, warp-tainted angels falling from sky, flames reflecting off twisted metal ruins below, Emperor standing atop the broken golden throne, psychic energy cascading around him, shadows of his sons flickering in the light, a ruined space marine chapel, statues broken, blood seeping into cracked marble floors, Emperor's shadow stretches across the battlefield, ghosts of his sons visible in the mist, warp lightning splitting a ruined tower, fire spilling onto rubble below, close-up of Emperor's hand hovering over a Primarch helmet, psychic energy forming faint runes, demonic creatures crawling from the cracks of a shattered planet, magma glowing beneath them, close-up of a space, Marine's visor reflecting the sky burning with warp energy, Emperor standing in a void of shattered star systems, psychic aura radiating outward, Primarch falling from sky, armor scorched, flames trailing behind, close-up of a broken bolter barrel, molten metal dripping, sparks flying, warp energy engulfs a Gothic cathedral, statues screaming as energy tears through them, Emperor kneeling over broken clones, tears mixing with leaking psychic energy, demonic horde charging across a cratered battlefield, fire and smoke filling the air, close-up of Emperor's visor reflecting broken Primarchs, reaching toward him, Titan war machine collapsing, molten metal spilling onto battlefield below, warp rift opening in a frozen ocean, ice cracking as demons emerge. Close-up of Emperor's hand glowing with golden psychic energy, reaching toward falling Primarchs. Demons tearing through an Imperial fleet, hulls exploding, debris scattering into void. Close-up of a shattered Psyker focus crystal, psychic energy forming ghostly images of fallen suns. Emperor standing amidst ruins, psychic storm swirling overhead, shadows of suns flickering in lightning. Close-up of Emperor's eyes opening fully, golden psychic glow radiating through cracks in stasis chamber. A shattered golden throne emits golden psychic beams, illuminating the ruined hall around it. Primarch's ghostly silhouettes rise from battlefield ashes, reaching toward Emperor's glowing figure. Close-up of the Emperor's hand touching the golden throne, energy radiating outward like ripples. Warp storms swirl violently over a planet, lightning forming terrifying faces of failed creations. Emperor's cloak flutters in psychic wind, shadows of suns reaching toward him, energy crackling. Close-up of a broken bolter in ash, sparks from remaining ammo illuminating the floor. Primarch ghosts converge toward Emperor, energy linking them like golden threads. Close-up of Emperor's eyes blazing with golden psychic light, reflections of his suns visible in his irises. A massive psychic shockwave erupts from Emperor, scattering demons and debris across the battlefield. The battlefield falls silent, smoke rising. Shadows of fallen Primarchs fading into golden light. Close-up of Emperor standing atop the golden throne, fully illuminated, psychic aura pulsing outward, fade out to black with faint golden light lingering. Echo of whispers from fallen suns, cinematic silence.